Friends, here we are again, Rockin' Dave from North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida, and we're going to do a how to do video. This is how to do number 8. The scales series is going to stay in number 7, how to do number 7, part 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. But this is how to use the Digitech RP360 XP and its drum machine built into it, and with the Jamman Stereo 3 looper. I'm not using my drop pedal. I do use this once in a while. There's some really cool stuff you can do with that with very little latency. But that's a different subject for a different time. In conjunction, I will be putting up some how to do videos with the Trio Plus. And I think what we're going to do is the Trio Plus in conjunction with the strum pedal. And I think we'll probably see about doing separate videos on each one and then running them together with this, with the RP360 and into the Jamman Stereo, how to really create songs. But for right now, with just these two pedals, this is what you can do. So I'm going to turn my guitar volume up. And what I've done is I've recorded a song that I'm going to have actually, and let's see, 1, 2, 3. I can't say, is it 3 parts or 4 parts? Well, anyways, this is going to be the last part I'm going to record, and I'm going to lock it into the Jamman Stereo and then show you how you could switch back and forth from the different numbers here to create a song that's, let's say, broken in 3 different parts. In other words, an intro, a verse, a chorus, maybe a bridge, you know, things of that nature. So, any further ado, what's nice with the RP360, when you call up the drum patch, and if you happen to see this on a bigger screen on a computer, you'll see that this icon is lit up for drums. So, what's nice with this selector knob, this will turn it on and off. Once you call, here's your drum pattern, right? Well, it's doing it too, right? So, let's say I come out, and my guitar sound is on patch, user patch 54, trem your overdrive, okay? It's a tremolo. But I turned my overdrive off, and I've got, that's for my overdrive sound, I mean my tremolo sound. So that's what I want. Now when I call for my drums, you hit where it says drums. Now you're into the drum patch. Now there, this big knob will also turn it on and off. This is what I like about this, because it's big. If you're doing live looping, and I've done this in the past, that knob is nice and big. You can hit it on and off. Life is wonderful. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to call for my drum pattern. And and I'm coming out of the Yamaha THR10C. Now, all these Yamaha amps, I believe the white one, which is the TR10, and the TR10, TR10R, or you know what I mean, TR10, the TR10X, which is for metal. I've got the TR10C, which is for classic amps. The very last knob that you rotate to, let's say, 5 o'clock, it's going to say flat, like flat response. This is going to work perfect because you're bypassing the EQ and everything. You're just using it basically as a power amp. So, any further ado, here we go. Now, I'm going to engage my recording right here. This is going to loop record the loop. So if I think the drums are too loud, I'm going to stop this. First, I always check to see how my loop is. Okay. So, personally, it's too loud. So what I did when I turned it off, when I went back to number 5, it's to my save loop. I go back to number 36, 35, 36. Since I did not save that loop I recorded, it automatically erases it. That's one way of erasing loops. You could stop the button here and then hold down and then it'll erase the loops. Sometimes I just do go back up and down, you know, just to make sure it's erased. And then I go back down. When I store things, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so if I think my guitar volume is not loud enough, what I'm going to do is, instead of getting into the amplifiers or anything like that, the overall patch, not the master, this will be your overall patch. I could bring that up because, see, with the tremolo, it does bring the volume down a little bit, but I do want to have that effect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll hit the store button. Okay, so that means it's just going to store that patch to volume number 75. Now I'm going to go back to the drums. Now I want to test. Now, if I want to bring my drum volume down, I have right here a volume that I don't have to hit save or anything. So I could bring that down, let's say to 45. Okay, if I want to get in between there, let's say I go to 47. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, I don't like the way that chord came out. So again, I'd shut it off. Now this time I'll go and hit and hold down my stop button, and it cleared number 36. So I always that's my personal preference how I test things out. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, not bad. So I'm going to try something else. Same chord progression. I'm going to add a little accent though. And if I don't like it, I'll go back to what I originally wanted. Now let's see if we hit the save button, the store button. Stored it. Now I'm going to add a bass line to this. This is what's so cool about this. I'm going to get out of my drum mode. My drummer's off, so what you're hearing is coming right from the loop pedal. Okay, now, here we go. Here comes the bass. It's too loud. I gotta... So you have to play along with this so you can see exactly where you want to come in and out. I'm going to have to turn this overhead light on. There we go. I feel kind of satisfied with that. So I'll hit the save. There we go. Now, so this is what I've got. Make sure. Yeah. So here's my intro, which just drums. So this is what I mean, how you could break a song up and have seamless loops. So here we go. So let's say if I want to do something with this. Now I could layer on top of it and then not save that, but my drums will be saved. So if I always want to use this as my drum platform to kind of improvise and part of the song or part of the show where we're going to kind of mess with the audience a little bit, get them into it, that works. So now, here comes the next. I'm gonna go back down. This could be like a verse or the, solo section. Come back down to like the main riff. Now back to the intro. And if I had a volume pedal, if I ran into a volume pedal, I could do something like this live, So it does take time to get used to any glitches with drum patterns, because when you're going to have, let's say, the downbeats could be on, let's say, a crash cymbal, and then you have the next pattern that you set on your loop as another crash. You might get a double crash. Sometimes it's kind of tough. It is a way of you getting through that without getting up to the computer, or if there's a slight little glitch that you could notice if you're just listening to it. When you play live, if you're sustaining a note over that glitch, the sustained note is going to ride over that glitch. And I'm not saying this to use as an excuse not to get things as perfect as possible, but when you're gigging a lot of times your time schedule is very, very tight, so you have to be able to be as creative in every situation as possible. But I hope this was very helpful on how you could create songs with just these two pedals. I'm not using my Digitech drop. I'm only using these two right here. And I do have my FS3X foot switch to go up and down the bank. So I would always recommend doing something like that. When you buy this is separate. This little foot switch here is like $45. It comes with the cord. So basically, for $500 or less, depending on where you get it, because you could get this on Amazon.com and get some great deals. For $500 or less, these two right here, boom, you could do an entire, do an entire 4-set, 5-set, 6-set gig if you wanted to, especially if you're a one-man band, or you sing, or you got a vocalist, or even if you're in a full band, you need to fill in for a guitar solo. Man, this works. The secret is you have to run this. In my opinion, the best sound, run this through any powered PA system. Powered PA speaker, anything like that, because guitar amps tend to sound boxy, whereas a PA system or a powered PA speaker is full range, and that's what you're shooting for, something full range. Anyways, my friends, sorry about the long video. I just want to be as thorough as I possibly can without whizzing through this and confusing people. This is Rockin' Dave from North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida. Wishing all well. Hope this was very informative. And as Ben Coombs, the great Canadian guitarist, always says, hold open those doors of opportunity. Let that person in front of you, and great things will happen for you. Until next time, rock and roll. Even those bad boys like the Tone King says. And God bless.